Imagine that you finally booked that family vacation you've been dreaming about for years. The kids are packed, the passports are ready, and then it hits you, a wave of pure terror. Is this place actually safe? Are the roads reliable? What happens if someone gets sick? What if the food makes everyone miserable for 3 days straight? Every parent knows that feeling, and it can completely overshadow the excitement of traveling with your children. But here's the thing. Some countries have basically figured out the family travel formula. They've built systems, infrastructure, and cultures that make traveling with kids not just manageable, but genuinely magical. Today, I'm counting down 5 of the safest countries you can possibly take your children to, based on security, healthcare, cleanliness, transport, and how welcoming they really are for families. And by the end of this video, you're going to have everything you need to start planning with actual confidence. 5 on our list is Japan, and honestly, some of you might be surprised it isn't ranked higher. Japan is extraordinary for families. The crime rate is among the lowest anywhere on Earth, and that's not an exaggeration. Children in Japan famously walk to school alone from very young ages, which tells you something profound about how safe the streets actually feel to people who live there. For visiting families, this translates into a country where you can let your kids explore markets, run through parks, and wander temple grounds without that constant anxiety crackling at the back of your brain. The food situation in Japan deserves its own conversation. Japanese cuisine is incredibly varied, and while some adventurous children will dive headfirst into sushi and ramen, even the pickiest eaters tend to find something they love. Convenience stores, which are everywhere in Japan, stock an almost unbelievable range of clean, fresh, affordable food at all hours. The hygiene standards across restaurants, public spaces, and transportation are genuinely world-class. Speaking of transportation, Japan's public transit system is so efficient and well-signed in multiple languages that navigating it with kids actually becomes an adventure rather than a nightmare. Trains run on time with almost an exact precision, stations have elevators and accessible facilities, and the Japanese culture of respect and courtesy means that locals will go out of their way to help a family who looks slightly confused, which, with kids in tow, happens more often than any parent would like to admit. The healthcare system is excellent, and tourist information infrastructure is strong throughout major cities and popular regions. Japan earns its spot on this list without question. Number 4 is Iceland. And if you haven't considered Iceland for a family trip yet, let's fat right now. Iceland consistently ranks as one of the safest countries on Earth in global peace indexes, and that reputation is completely deserved. The population is small, the community culture is tight-knit, and violent crime is so rare that it genuinely makes international news when it happens. For parents, that baseline level of safety creates a travel experience that feels almost dreamlike. What makes Iceland especially compelling for families is how naturally dramatic and awe-inspiring the landscapes are. Children don't need to be entertained with manufactured experiences when they can watch geysers erupt, wade in geothermal pools that are perfectly warm, spot the northern lights on a clear winter evening, or stand next to a waterfall so powerful you can feel it in your chest. Iceland does the hard work of capturing children's imaginations for you, which any parent of a bored 7-year-old will tell you is genuinely priceless. Practical matters work smoothly in Iceland too. English is spoken widely and fluently throughout the country. Roads, while requiring some caution, particularly in the highlands, are generally well maintained, and the ring road that circles the island is accessible and well marked. Healthcare standards are excellent, the food is clean and high quality, though dining out can be expensive, so many families find that renting a car and staying in self-catering accommodation keeps costs manageable while giving you incredible flexibility. Iceland is small enough to feel approachable, but extraordinary enough to leave everyone in your family genuinely changed by the experience. Number 3 is New Zealand, a country that seems almost specifically designed for families who want adventure wrapped in safety. The overall crime rate is low, the political environment is stable, and the culture is famously warm and welcoming to visitors. New Zealanders, often called Kiwis, have a relaxed and friendly approach to life that makes foreign families feel genuinely at home almost immediately. The outdoor experiences available in New Zealand are world-class, from the volcanic landscapes of the North Island to the fjords and mountains of the South Island. There is enough natural wonder to fill multiple trips. Families can hike trails rated for all ability levels, go whale watching, explore glowworm caves, try zorbing or whitewater rafting for older kids, or simply drive along coastal roads with views that belong in films. Because honestly, many of them actually are in films. The Lord of the Rings connection alone makes New Zealand a fantasy destination for children of a certain age. Healthcare in New Zealand is of a high standard, and emergency services are well organized even in more remote areas. English is New Zealand's primary language, which eliminates one major source of travel stress for many families. Food safety standards are rigorous, local produce is fresh and widely available, and restaurant culture is family-friendly in a genuine rather than performative way. New Zealand is the kind of place where children come home with a list of things they want to do when they go back, and that is one of the highest compliments any destination can receive. Number 2 is Canada. And before anyone in the comments says it's too obvious, hear me out, because Canada's advantages for family travel go deeper than most people realize. Canada is the second largest country on Earth by landmass, which means the variety of experiences available within its borders is staggering. You could spend a week in cosmopolitan Montreal experiencing world-class food and culture, then drive to Quebec's countryside and feel transported to rural France, then fly to British Columbia and hike through rainforests with mountains behind you that look almost too beautiful to be real. Safety in Canada is robust and consistent. Crime rates are low by global standards, the healthcare system is excellent and accessible, and infrastructure throughout the country is reliable and family-friendly. National parks in Canada are particularly well organized, with clear trail markings, excellent visitor facilities, and ranger programs specifically designed to engage children with the natural environment. Parks like Banff and Jasper and Alberta offer wildlife viewing opportunities that children simply never forget. Watching a grizzly bear from a safe viewing distance or seeing elk wandering through a town at dawn creates the kind of memory that shapes a child's relationship with the natural world for the rest of their life. Canadian cities consistently rank among the most livable in the world, and that quality of life extends to how they receive visitors. Toronto, Vancouver, and Calgary all have strong public transit, clean streets, excellent museums with dedicated children's programming, and restaurant scenes diverse enough to satisfy any family's tastes. Bilingualism in many parts of Canada is an unexpected cultural enrichment for children traveling with their families. Canada earns its number 2 spot by offering an almost unmatched combination of safety, variety, and genuine family friendliness across an enormous and spectacular landscape. And our number 1 safest country to travel with kids is Portugal. And if this surprises you, then Portugal has been hiding in plain sight for too long. Portugal has risen dramatically in popularity among international travelers over the past decade, and families specifically have been among the most enthusiastic adopters, and with very good reason. Portugal's crime rate is exceptionally low. It consistently ranks among the safest countries in Europe and indeed the world. The culture is famously warm toward children, and this isn't just tourist board marketing. Portuguese society genuinely centers the family, and visitors traveling with children are treated with a particular kindness that you will notice immediately. Restaurants welcome children enthusiastically at all hours, locals delight in interacting with little ones, and there is a general patience and warmth toward families navigating busy streets with strollers and backpacks that makes the whole experience significantly less stressful. Portugal is also extraordinarily affordable by Western European standards, which matters for families because family travel is expensive regardless of where you go. Stretching your budget further means longer trips, nicer accommodation, more experiences, and less financial stress, which, believe it or not, actually contributes to how safe and comfortable your trip feels overall. When you're not constantly anxious about money, you're a more present and relaxed parent, and your children feel that. Now, let us return back to our 5 safest destinations for families with kids as we were talking about Portugal. The climate in Portugal is genuinely excellent for most of the year. The Algarve coast in the south offers beautiful beaches with calm waters that are suitable for children, with lifeguards on duty during peak season and excellent tourist infrastructure throughout. Lisbon and Porto are vibrant, walkable cities with fascinating history, stunning architecture, and food scenes that introduce children to new flavors in the most accessible and enjoyable way possible. The pastel de nata alone, a warm custard tart that you find on practically every corner, has probably converted more young travelers to loving Portuguese culture than any tourism campaign ever could. Healthcare in Portugal is of a high standard, and the country's membership in the European Union means strong regulatory frameworks around food safety, consumer protection, and public health. English is widely spoken in tourist areas, which reduces the friction of daily navigation, though Portuguese people genuinely appreciate any effort to learn even a few words of their beautiful language. Day trips from major cities are easy and rewarding, whether you're exploring fairy tale palaces in Sintra, surfing beaches on the Atlantic coast, or wandering through vineyards in the Douro Valley. Portugal gives you maximum reward with minimum stress, which is essentially the definition of perfect family travel. So, there you have it. Japan for its unmatched safety culture and fascinating sensory experience, Iceland for its dramatic natural wonders and extraordinary peacefulness, New Zealand for its adventure, warmth, and stunning landscapes, Canada for its diversity, reliability, and world-class natural spaces, and Portugal sitting at the top is an exceptional combination of safety, culture, affordability, and genuine family friendliness that is very hard to beat anywhere in the world. Now here's the thing I want you to take away from this video. Safe travel with kids isn't about eliminating every possible risk or wrapping your family in cotton wool. It's about choosing environments where the foundations are strong enough that you can actually relax and be present with your children, where you can watch their faces when they see something genuinely astonishing for the first time, instead of worrying about logistics or safety or whether everyone is going to be okay. The countries on this list give you that gift. They let you be a parent who is actually there for the experience, rather than managing anxiety the entire time. If this video helped you think differently about where to take your family next, hit that like button right now, because it genuinely helps this channel reach other parents who are trying to figure out exactly the same thing. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 5 countries you would most like to visit with your kids, or tell me about a safe family destination you think should have made this list. I read every single comment, and I love hearing where you've been and where you're dreaming.